Tranquilo. Shine.
So Nick, what do we got here? These boxes just showed up in the mail the other day, and what's going on? What's in these?
Well, I guess this is like my birthright or something. I don't know. We always tell people in the herd and in different places where we kind of talk about records to, you know, when you're getting into vinyl, hit up your family, hit up your friends. You never know what might be sitting in their basement, sitting in the basement of your parents' house, waiting for you to go and discover. This is a long sort of story in the making. My aunt, who probably had the best musical taste in our family, grew up in the 60s in that sort of prime area, really a big Beatles fan and liked all the kind of stuff that we're always looking for. She had this fabled record collection, and I heard probably about 6 or 7 years ago, it got put in the garage, you know, the place where records go to die. So it was one of those situations where I kind of written off the whole situation. Well, a couple of months ago or last month or so, I got a call from her brother-in-law, which is her husband's brother, Eric, who used to own a record shop way back in the day, and he also had thousands of records, was an avid collector. And he's like, hey, we're in the garage. It must have been cleaning out the garage time, because he's like, he was looking at him, he's like, these are in pretty good condition. So we had kind of a brief conversation about what I was into, what would be worth shipping at an extreme expense via UPS ground. Each one of these boxes is about 44 pounds. And so it's just, you know, it's a lot of weight to ship across the country. So this is a time capsule. This is my aunt's childhood in a box, if you will. And we're gonna open them up. I think everybody knows what this first record is. It's Jimi Hendrix right on the top.
Oh wow, we've already started.
First record you pull out is Jimi Hendrix, Electric Ladyland. I think you're looking for a sleeve on that one.
Yeah.
This is Jefferson Airplane. Before and
oh, there we go.
Yeah, right there. That's why, you know, I respect my aunt's musical taste, you know, because it's one of those things where she and I kind of aligned on a few things, including the Grateful Dead. You know, we'll just see what kind of condition Europe 72 is. I can tell you this sleeve looks way better than mine. It's an original pressing on the Warner Brothers Green label. And it looks really nice. Yeah. So yeah, grab a stack, keep going. You got the country box.
Yeah, I think I did. Them Poems. That Mason Williams, yep. And Gene Watson.
Wow, okay. All right. This is historic, the Grateful Dead, historic Dead. I don't know if I have this one. This is a promo copy. It says DJ, not for sale. That's interesting. Still in the shrink. Kind of sweet.
That's nice.
What is this? A collection of songs never released before on album. This is a Jefferson Airplane early flight. I've never seen this record before. Still in the shrink.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, like, cost $4.29 back in the day. It's a gun on
I looked that one up.
That grunt label. Yeah, I've never seen this before.
When you see a record, when you've seen as many records as we have, and you see one you've never seen before, makes you wonder.
This makes you kind of curious. You're like, oh, what are we working with here? So, yeah, that's interesting. It might be like an early comp of some of their stuff. It's got Katner, Yorma, Grace Slick. So, yeah, dude, that's pretty neat. Love that.
Nice.
All right, let's do a couple more over here before I get through this thing. Oh,
there it is.
I know this one. It's still in the shrink. Man, she took care of her records. Dan Hicks and his Hot Licks. Love it. It's a Rod Stewart sleeve. We'll see if I can find the rest of that record.
I think we're still on the country train over here. We got Urban Cowboy. It's John Travolta there.
Oh yeah.
George Jones, Conway Twitty, Country High. Oh, I think we're getting out of the. Oh my gosh.
Still
sealed.
Still sealed. Doors greatest hits. That's super cool.
We were talking about this one just yesterday.
Yeah.
Got more Fireside Theater.
Yeah, I think he mentioned the Fireside Theater, and I was just interested in it. I said, send
Seems
it.
odd that the Doors was in this file because we got Waylon, Earl Scruggs.
There you go. See, there's some bluegrass stuff. So
That's cool.
If you're ever looking for some interesting stream music, I want to say it right. It's the Shank Brothers, but I can't remember the adjective at the beginning. I'll have to
So we got
tie that in there.
more Earl Scruggs, so we're
Scrugging
set.
it, dude, on the Scruggs. Those are, I have one of those Scruggs. I collect
I
those
want
Scruggs.
to listen to some of that.
Dude, that's good bluegrass. Yeah, we all know bluegrass happened when Bill Monroe, Lester Flatt, and Earl Scruggs got together and had a little party. So I got some Joe Cocker here. This is a little bit more of a like 80s looking pressing. Interesting. This is the one that everybody seems to be looking for. This is the one that has this one. Does that, oh, it has came through the bathroom window. This one doesn't have.
It's got some Beatles covers on there too, right?
Yeah, it's got a couple of Beatle covers, some Leon Russell on here. It does not have Little Help from Your Friend. I thought it did, but it does not. So that's okay. This is the one that has Little Help from Your Friend, right? This is the one that has Feeling All Right and yeah, with a little help from my friend. So
Nice.
That's the classic.
I don't think I have that. I have to go.
Yeah, it's coming. Ooh, there we go.
That's the
Zeppelin
one.
2. I mean, this is the one that people tend to kind of get. Ooh, inner sleeve.
Yikes! Careful. Oh, that looks alright. So
Nice. Looks sort of pretty clean.
we'll give it a wipe down.
Give it a little wipe. Yeah, get an inner sleeve on it. We'll be looking good.
What's the
CTH copy. It's not. I don't know if it's a Robert Ludlow pressing, but you never know.
Well,
You know.
always hope.
Cool. Let's look at a couple more over here. I got the Eagles. Papa John Creech.
Nice.
Some Bonnie Raitt.
Great.
This looks like an 80s pressing. John Duffy, Charlie Waller, and the Country Gentlemen. This is going to be more of a bluegrass, folksy kind of setup. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I've seen this one before either. This is an Eagles cover.
Oh, Desperado. Yeah, that's a good one.
Sweet. Oh, buddy.
Oh,
Look how clean that looks. That's shiny.
that's a nice copy.
Yes, very cool. Very cool. And the last one I got over here pulled out so far is the Fugs. It crawled into my hand, honest.
I've not seen that
I've
one.
never seen that before.
We have to give that a look.
Yeah, that's a good. We'll have to spin that one.
Okay, what do we got here? We're back on the Bluegrass Train here. We got some Flat and Scruggs,
Oh yeah, can't get enough of it.
Sonny Terry and Brownie McGee. That looks awesome.
It does look cool.
Oh, look at this. Classic Dolly Parton.
I love it.
That art is so cool. Hey Dory, I'm Willie Nelson. Hope you enjoy my new record.
That's cool.
This is cool. This is worth a few bucks too.
Well, and it's, honestly, if you're just trying to dabble in country music and you don't want to go too hard, you can't go wrong with Redheaded
Yeah.
Stranger. Willie Nelson's fantastic.
We got some Porter and Dolly
Okay.
Parton there.
Oh yeah, they did a bunch of duet kind of things. Yeah.
Willie Nelson and Webb Pierce in the Jailhouse.
Still in the shrink.
More Porter and Dolly.
Look how young she is, man. She's an American hero, by the way. What she's
Yeah.
done for us right now is really pretty amazing.
Dolly Parton. More Dolly
We
Parton.
love her.
High Geared Daddy. This looks like a country thing.
Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Bakersfield.
A town
South
south
of Bakersfield.
Got it.
Ricky Skaggs. More Porter and Dolly. Porter and Dolly.
All right. Well, guess we'll be having some Porter and Dolly action here pretty soon.
Oh man.
Nashville Skyline. I already know it.
You're just pulling fire.
Oh, it's about to get real interesting, folks. Yeah, this is a great sort of maybe slightly lesser known Bob Dylan record, but Nashville Skyline solid. It's got Lay Lady Lay and a bunch of other stuff on it. Oh, the Stones. My aunt was
What
a
one is that?
big Stones fan. This is self-titled? No, the Rolling Stones Now.
So is that a comp? It's in mono.
Probably a comp. Yeah, and it is in mono. That's neat. I actually just was going through some other records. Let It Bleed.
You don't find that one
of the most
very often.
sought after Stones records you could have. They just did that release.
The Record Store Day.
Record Store Day release.
That was one of the most popular ones.
Pretty expensive record. That's cool.
That's great.
I don't have that, by the way. It's more. Is that Stones? That's Stones, right? I've seen this.
Yeah,
before.
that's like old Rolling Stones. I have that one.
So a lot of these it's the '60s Stones records have a little bit more interesting covers. I feel like. Stone Ponies. This is Linda Ronstadt's band.
Really?
I did not know that. But that's what records are great for. There's all these connections. I was looking at some Steelers Wheel, that band. I didn't realize that was Jerry Rafferty's band and Joe Egan. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Ry Cooder, another one of those ones that I flipped past too many times in the record bin. He's fabulous. A little bit more Ry Cooder. So give me a chance to kind of dig into him a little bit without, actually buying any of his records.
Ooh, nice.
Brothers and Sisters.
Love that album.
Fabulous record from the Allman Brothers. If you, again, we're looking for just a place to start with the Allman Brothers. You could not go wrong.
That's the first Allman Brothers record I bought.
Did you?
On vinyl.
Fantastic. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, self-titled. This is one of those ones, it's like if you don't like this record, maybe you don't like music. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things. People say that about Simon and Garfunkel. It's like, you don't like Simon and Garfunkel, maybe music's not your thing. And we got another Joe Cocker greatest hits, again in the plastic. I mean,
it's not sealed though.
It's not sealed, but and it's missing the inner. But it's one of those things where, man, I'm just super impressed with the condition on all of these. I don't see records this clean usually.
All right, let's go. Gene Watson.
Texas Saturday Night. I love that. What is that? Is that Dylan? What is that?
Roustabout, Log Cabin. Is that Dylan? I don't think so.
Boot or something? Roustabout.
Yeah.
I have to give that one a check out.
Yeah, I'll have to read what's going on there. Gene Watson. 25 of Hank Williams' greatest hits.
24. I wish it was 25.
Oh man,
God, burn.
I don't do numbers. Yeah. Mother Maybelle Carter.
Oh, that's cool. That's Maybelle Carter. So Carter, her daughter is the one that June Carter is the one that married Johnny Cash.
Oh, okay, cool. We got Waylon.
Billie Holiday.
Oh, Billie Holiday. Strange Fruit. That's cool.
I have a copy of that. But
is that live or is that a studio?
It's one of her studio records, I believe. But don't kill me. I'll look it up before I edit this.
Oh man, what are we doing?
Country Joe and the Fish.
And the Fish.
Classic 60s California
Those
stuff.
guys are so wild.
The United States of America. Okay. Not familiar, but I will be soon, I'm sure. Oh yeah, there's some posters that got stuck in there.
Yeah, we'll talk about those later.
Lyle Lovett. Little Lyle Lovett action. That's fun. Again, some of those are from Eric. He owned that record store, so he had a bunch of them that were folded posters. Mary Mulder, little Jerry Jeff Walker, Walker's Collectibles. I like that.
Do you have that?
No,
I
have a few Jerry Jeff Walkers, but I don't have that. And some more Jerry Jeff. There we go. There's some John Prine, another one we lost.
Oh, cool.
Due to COVID, but what an amazing voice in our time. What an incredible singer-songwriter, dude. Emmylou Harris. This is Cinnamon. Somebody was asking me about this one the other day, I think. One more. Emmylou, Pieces of the Sky. I don't have this one. Emmylou Harris, great Nashville bluegrassy country singer-songwriter.
All right, what do we got next? Smithsonian Collection of Classic Jazz.
Now, I actually do own this one. Everybody's on that, and I will.
Scott Joplin.
I will recommend this one because if you're getting into jazz and you want to just kind of dabble your toes in it, there's a couple of different compilations that are out there. This one in particular, it just has. It goes from your ragtime sort of Dixieland jazz all the way through to Thelonious Monk, Miles Davis, I actually found this for $2 at a Goodwill originally when I got it for my collection, and I just found it to be a really great primer for jazz. If you're afraid of like, oh, I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on Miles Davis records, you can get a little bit of Miles in here, you get a little Thelonious, and see what you like. And then kind of go from there, as opposed to diving in headfirst into a Sonny Rollins record where you might not know who the hell he is.
Yeah, this is a great collection. There's so many names on here. Earl Gardner, Charlie Parker, Sarah Vaughan. Oh man,
it's good stuff.
Nice,
it's a good mix.
All right, well we're getting some more classic country. Oh, Haggard.
Merle.
Some more Merle.
That's a young Merle Haggard there.
Look at him.
Yeah.
George Strait.
Dude.
Oh man, we're doing it.
I think I sold my only George Strait record.
What is this? Looks like it's signed.
Is that Tim O'Brien? Yeah, it's Tim and Molly O'Brien. It is signed by Tim. Dude, I know Tim.
Look at that.
I've met him before. Tim O'Brien is in a band called Hot Rise, and so Tim O'Brien, for Fish fans, they'll know him for writing the song Nellie Kane, and it was a song that Fish covers. Tim O'Brien, prolific songwriter, pretty amazing guy. I've had the opportunity to shoot video with him a few times. Super nice guy.
Let me finish up this little pile here. Beretta featuring Rated X, Entertainer of the Year.
Whoa.
Buck Owens, Buckers Strike Again, Loretta Lynn,
Conway Twitty, Feelings.
Yep. Honey Tucker, Greatest Hits.
Awesome.
Waylon. Yep, Greatest Hits. Ricky Skaggs.
I think I do have that one. Thank God.
I've seen this one a few times.
It's good.
And Town Hall Party.
Dude.
What do we got on there?
A little compilation from back then. They got Bob Willis in there. I'm looking. Tex Ritter. All right. Yep.
Eats McDonald.
Dude, classic.
Wow.
All right, I know this record because this record right here is the record that led me down the Hot Tuna rabbit hole. This was the first Hot Tuna record that I ever got.
That looks beautiful in condition.
Yeah, I have a feeling that I'm gonna be going onto my shelf and replacing a bunch of them with these because they're so much better than the ones I found originally.
Yeah, and the one I have is not even that nice.
We were just talking about this record. This is
so
the Woodstock compilation, the first one. They have done a second one of this.
Do you have the second one too?
No, I do not, but I've seen it. I've seen it out and about. I just haven't.
I did pick it up.
Did you grab it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's real good.
I mean, it was a seminal event. So.
What's cool about this is it has some of the announcements that they did over the loudspeaker, like
don't take the brown acid.
Or just like so and so is waiting for you at the front.
Oh,
so and so come up. And,
love it.
That kind of stuff.
Sure.
And there's a lot of neat just Woodstock lore on this record.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
It's really fun to have.
Donovan did Mellow Yellow. For those that don't know, there's some more Donovan. He is very much a psychedelic sort of West Coast kind of guy. I actually don't know which coast he's from. This says Nashville, Tennessee on this record, but interesting stuff if you want to kind of get into some 60s trippy kind of stuff. The Beatles, second album. See that? Followed by Capitol.
Is that the one with Beethoven on it?
Beethoven. Oh yeah, Roll Over Beethoven.
Roll Over Beethoven. Yep.
For people that don't know, when you're looking at your Beatles records, this guy right here, this little half circle dot, is indicated that it would be an original pressing. So I would assume, it's Capitol. It's going to be the rainbow cap, which it of course is. Oh my goodness,
that looks really good for a Beatles record. That looks really good.
Most of the time when you pull a Beatles record out, it's just roached because people played the heck out of them. You know what I mean? So to find, a 60s original pressing of any Beatles record in this kind of condition is rare. I would call this a strong VG. I see a couple of just little hairline scratches. But
you don't find these very often. I mean, you say they were played a lot. I think people just drove over them with their cars a lot. Those are the ones I found.
Right. So when you're out kind of searching for Beatles, the American pressings for these sort of early 5 or 6 records that are like, Something New and all these other ones, when they were printed in the U.S., they were by and large printed on that rainbow cap label. And you'll see a lot of Beatles records and Beach Boys records and some other ones that were also on that rainbow cap. But it's just a good one to keep an eye out for. As they got into their own era, sort of after 1965, and started getting into Revolver and all those other records, those ones became on the Apple label. If you are lucky enough, like my friend Lance, you may find a European pressing of a Beatles label, which would be on
Parlophone.
Parlophone, yes.
Yeah.
And Parlophone actually started as a comedy label back in the day. The Beatles had such a tough time finding a record label in Europe that they had to go to a historically comedy-based label in order to get their first pressing, and they did pretty well with the Beatles.
And one thing, a lot of people know this, but the European press Beatles records, especially the early ones, have lots of times different track listings on them.
Really?
Yeah. So you showed Help a minute ago. I found a copy of European Help, and it's very different.
Wow.
So that's a soundtrack to one of the Beatles movies.
Yep.
So the first half, the U.S. pressing, the first half is Beatles songs. Second half is George Martin, just music from the movie,
yeah.
right? It's just score stuff. The European press, it's all Beatles songs.
Oh.
And Yesterday is actually on the European Help.
Yeah. I've heard
So those are really fun to find.
the early Beatles. It's another one. Again,
That's
this may
one
be
of their first compilations, right?
this is going to be a repress possibly, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's on the Apple label.
So you'll see it on the Apple label. So that's I immediately looked at the top of the thing, saw that it did not have the half circle mastered or filed under capital, and then you'll know that you're going to see that Apple label, which is great. I mean, it's still an early pressing Beatles record in nice condition. You just don't find them anymore. And John Lennon's Imagine. Weren't we just talking about this?
Yeah.
And then
Ooh, what's that?
20 Greatest Hits, The Beatles, a compilation of some sort. This is
I've actually never seen that.
I've never seen that before either. That's very cool. For you Beatles completists out there, there's another one for you.
What do we got going on?
I think you got the fun box. You got the more.
Oh, there's some stuff.
No, I mean it's more folk and traditional stuff. That's which.
Gene Shepard. Here we go. Oh, we got some stuff here.
There you go.
Joe Cocker.
Yeah, that's the Mad Dog.
Mad Dog and Englishman.
So the story.
This is kind of one of the ones to have, right?
Do you know the story about that?
Tell me
record?
the story about this.
So the funny thing is, it's basically Joe Cocker and Leon Russell are just in like a warehouse hanging out and like talking, and then like they just started calling people, and like before they do it, they had like a 20-person band, and they just went on the road, did one tour, recorded it, and that was it. So it's kind of like a flash moment with Joe Cocker's career, but it's super interesting and a great double LP.
Yeah, this is a cool album. I have this.
Ooh.
I don't know. Has anyone ever heard of this one?
Ooh. Classic.
Yeah, this is a great album.
Proving once
And
again.
I found in the pile of posters the original posters that
That's awesome.
was included. So
I don't think I've ever had that poster before.
because there's two.
Is there
like
two?
if you find this with the two posters,
Okay.
you're in luck.
Okay.
So
Love it.
this is very nice, and it's in pretty good condition too.
Love it.
We got some Ray Charles,
This is
the Great.
I love that record.
And we have Volume 2.
I found that one a couple times. Always roached. Always roached. So we'll see.
Well, let's see.
We'll see.
No winner, but that's okay. A little roachy.
A little roach. It's one of those ones.
But
you
it
know?
looks like it's a player.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got the actual greatest hits. I have a few copies of this. Dexter Gordon.
He's a jazz guy, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, that's cool. Is this a Blue Note? I think this is a Blue Note.
Can't go wrong with Blue Note.
Okay, I want to show this Blue Note label. Oh, look at that.
All right, so this is again another label that you want to kind of be on the lookout for. Blue Note is known for just the finest in jazz since 1939. I mean, their tagline kind of says it all. And they were very, very active, continuing to put out lots of really good wax over the years.
Yeah, and they're doing a lot of good represses too of a lot of the classic jazz albums, so you can still find those. And they did a bunch on like blue vinyl.
Yeah, that era. So this last year they did like 20 or so iridescent blue records. I ended up picking Miles Davis kind of blue
Yeah.
on it because
A lot
I
of
wanted
blue
to
going
have
on.
it. But
All right, just got a couple more here. What is this?
live from St. Paul, the
Butch
Thompson Trio.
Thompson Trio.
That's a Prairie Home Companion presents. So Prairie Home Companion was Lake Wobegon and all those guys. So it must have been one of their.
Jamming.
They probably recorded it live on the radio show. That's pretty cool.
Greg Brown
Yeah.
and Round Midnight.
I like that cover.
Soundtrack by Herbie Hancock. There you go.
Very cool.
That's neat.
Yes. All right.
There's a lot of good
I got
here.
this pile, maybe one more handful here, so we're getting there.
I'm done with. No, I have a little more left.
Okay, a little bit more Emmylou Harris. Again, I don't have this. I don't have this one. Luxury Liner. Interesting.
Are you collecting Emmylou Harris?
I do. I grab her because like it's what I call Sunday morning music. Man, there's not one bad record, and it's just so chill. Everything that she did is just fantastic to listen to.
Nice.
Waylon Jennings, Honky Tonk Heroes. That looks like, look at that cover. That's old school. That's some outlaw country right there. Love it. Django Reinhardt. For those that don't know, Django Reinhardt was an innovator of what was, I guess, called colloquially gypsy jazz. He was a, prolific guitarist for his day, and certainly ahead of his time, hailing from Europe somewhere, right? I don't know enough about Django. I do know that he's fantastic, and his story has been told in a few different films. And this is on that Everest Records. The Everest record label would do these sort of archival compilations. They weren't ever super valuable, but they were great to listen to, and they would again be a great primer. This is a volume 2 Django Reinhardt. I would have been interested to hear the volume 1 just because I feel like every time I come across this Everest Records label, I always learn something new. So keep an eye out for that one. Atlantic Blues guitar. We've got
I'd be into that.
Blind Willie McTell, Mississippi McDowell, John Lee Hooker, Texas Johnny Brown, T-Bone Walker,
Oh man.
Chuck Norris. Is that the Chuck Norris? Really?
Oh, that's
The name of the song is Chuck Norris, Let Me Know by Chuck Norris. That's weird. That's unbelievable.
no. That seems like quite a history lesson. In
Albert King's on here, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh,
That might be
yeah.
my only Stevie Ray Vaughan record. Jeez.
We'll have to fix that.
Wet Willie. Wet Willie's a southern rock band. They were super interesting, super talented, great band. Keep your eye out for them. On the Capricorn label, which is the same label that Allman Brothers and a bunch of other people were on. Willie Nelson, Stardust. Can't go wrong. Some more Ray Charles here. Let's see.
Ray Charles.
Top Pops. So this would have been one of the series that they did where they would pick an artist and they would do 20 or whatever artist. This happened to be the one that had Ray Charles on it. Obviously they did one with Nat King Cole, a bunch of other crooner type people. Leon Redbone. More of an interesting guy. He did put out some albums though. Bob Seger.
There it is. Those were nice.
Bob Dylan.
Greatest hits.
Back at the Beatles, we can't get enough.
Looks like a first press to me.
Yeah, I see it. It's right there. Pretty neat. Do you know this one?
What is that one?
It's about a road, Abbey Road, of some sort. Pretty sweet. Paul McCartney. You start to like this is like you see we both like call Paul McCartney out. Like there's nothing on the front of this record identifying who it is. Now,
Obviously Paul McCartney.
his picture's on the back, and the name of the record is McCartney. But
Show that picture again, because
he's like hiding a baby in his jacket.
yeah, that's his kid, right? He didn't kidnap that kid, right?
I think probably his kid.
Oh, that's a special album.
That's a good one.
Are we going there?
It's not. It's not. All right, so people are familiar with this particular record. Yesterday and Today, it's classic Beatles record, but if you do find an original pressing of it, there is a chance that it was a re-covered Butcher. What do they call it?
The Butcher cover.
The Butcher cover. So there was a promo photo that was done. If you read some of the history of it, I believe it was Paul McCartney that was pushing it in the band to have the whole band go do this. But they all sat in a row and they draped like meat on them, and they were holding like plastic
baby doll
parts that were like draped all over them in like Butcher schmuck outfits.
And I think it was like a protest to the Vietnam War.
Maybe
is what I heard.
Yeah, that they were actually trying to make a point with it.
And they shipped with that cover.
Yeah.
For like what, 5 minutes, like a day or something.
All of the promo copies. So a lot of copies went to radio stations. A lot of copies went to like the different promo outlets that they would go to. And then Capitol Records sent a letter out to them and said, could you please send them back? Well, a lot of people did, and then a lot of people didn't. So one of the most valuable covers you can find out there is this cover that's been peeled over, or it would be one of the originals that was never plastered over, because what they did is they took this cover and they just glued it onto the front, and they did that so that that you wouldn't see that sort of horrible butcher cover.
Yeah, so there's actually people who professionally peel those covers off of these, but I found out that once it's peeled, it actually loses a little bit of its value. So if you can find one that's not peeled, and you can tell because the artwork actually bleeds through the white a little bit, and there's a little like shadow right in that area. And
you can just see it, kind of a dark mark, and maybe I'll have you take a picture of yours and send it to me.
So I did get one. I was lucky enough to find one in a Creative Records I bought. I did the research, and sure enough, it was one of these butcher covers. It's called a second stage butcher cover, meaning that the paste over is on there, but it hasn't been peeled. So first stage butcher cover is that cover without the sticker on it.
Sticked on, yeah.
Yeah, so it's never been had that. Second stage means it has the sticker on it. It hasn't been peeled. Third stage means it was peeled. And some of them that you find that are peeled look awful because they're just ripped and torn. And don't. If you find one, don't try to peel it.
Don't peel it.
It's a sad thing. But anyway, it's just a cool piece of
trivia,
history, and trivia, and they're quite valuable if you can find one.
This, unfortunately, is not. I mean, I'll hand it to you to verify, but I don't see the dark mark at all. I mean, you can pretty much what you're seeing is the shoulder. Is the shoulder on there?
Yeah, it's still an early press though, because it has that label.
A little beat up though.
This is. I mean, the cover looks in good shape.
Sweet. Well, we're getting down there,
folks. A small handful here. Thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, we're getting down there.
Oh my gosh, what's this? Professor
Longhair, yeah. So that first. Okay, so he's a New Orleans guy. The first one that they're reissuing on that Tip Tina's label is a Professor Longhair record.
Oh, this is cool.
He's like a Dr. John kind of character, but he's like one of the New Orleans blues
guys. Lost Sessions.
Very cool.
So we got some more rock and roll gumbo.
Love it.
Who's that?
Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers.
That looks really cool. Is that bluesy?
Yeah, it's gonna be bluesy
Blues stuff
for sure.
I want to listen to that. What's on the Gator?
Is it on the
label?
Alligator?
Yeah.
All right, show them that label real quick, just because I love this.
Look out for these. These are really cool.
I love this label. I just can't. Every time I find a record on this Alligator label, it's just good. It's a Chicago blues label, and
this looks in great shape too.
they put a bunch of stuff out on it. But like, I found a Coco Taylor. I found a Clarence Gate Guttermouth. Brown. I can't remember his name, but there's a bunch of different blues guys that are just every record's good on it.
Yeah, definitely look for that.
Set it down.
Struggle.
We'll cut there.
All right.
More Professor Longhair.
Professor Longhair, New Orleans piano. Stephanie Grappelli.
Okay. Some classical guitar kind of stuff.
Eddie Daniels. And Eddie Daniels. I assume he's a clarinet player. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, cool. We're getting down to it. This is my last stack here. So let's see here. Little Jefferson Airplane.
That was a cool cover.
Yeah, this is another one. 30 Seconds Over Winterland. So this is a live recording at Winterland. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. Very cool.
Bark Out Live. I've seen that around.
That's another Jefferson Airplane record. And this is sort of in the middle. This is like towards the end of the Airplane stuff. I mean, like they were, before Starship, but this is one of the first records I ever picked, and I thought I did really well, but I just didn't.
That's a classic.
More Beatles. Got the book inside of it. Yeah, the classic book. Magical Mystery Tour came with a book that was kind of actually It's supposed to be kind of glued in here, but
Yeah, isn't that supposed to be attached? But
yeah, it looks
yeah,
like
they
it
come
fell
apart.
out. That's okay. Still has it.
It's not bad shape. I've seen way worse.
Yeah, for sure. That's a classic. Something new from the Beatles. Original pressing again. Sgt. Pepper's.
We must have.
Must have.
Must have.
This is the one that my dad, when I was a kid, my dad sort of hit me over the head. This was like this is like one of the first albums that made a real impression on me. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay,
That's cool.
Yeah. This is a great Bonnie Raitt record. This has got 7 inches from Gummy. Anyway, Bonnie Raitt, another fantastic country musician. Again, if you're just going to dabble and dip your toe into country music a little bit, you can't go wrong with Bonnie Raitt. Dr. John, getting back into that New Orleans jazz stuff. Dr. John, pretty amazing guy. What is this? This has got to be some sort of compilation. Oh, this is Jefferson Airplane. Man, this is some cool Jefferson Airplane. Long John Silver.
That's cool.
I haven't seen any of that.
That's a neat jacket.
Yeah, they're all on that front label too.
Oh wow. Oh, is it one of these that you can
build into a house or something? That's cool.
Wow. You probably don't find these very often because they got destroyed because people tried to build it.
People built them, yeah. Just a few more here. Dolly Parton, Linda Ronstadt, Emmylou Harris. I mean, that's a power.
That's a trifecta.
That's a super group if I've ever heard of one. Jeez, that's pretty amazing. Jethro Tull, Aqualung. I guess this is the Jethro Tull that you need if you're only gonna have one. Either Greatest Hits or Aqualung, I guess. Oh, bless his pointed little head. Yes. I guess this one, and this one are probably the two most sought after Jefferson Airplane records. Surrealistic Pillow is getting tougher to find. What do you say?
Every time I find it, it's trash. It's so sad.
Then we got Volunteers.
I was listening to that today.
And there we go. So, Aunt Kathy, thank you. Jeez, I mean, like, I know it's just clearing out some space maybe for you. I don't know. I know this is like a time capsule for you, and certainly, a pretty. We were talking on the phone briefly the other day, and she was just like, kind of going down memory lane with all this stuff, and she was remembering all of the different stuff and all this that she used to play, and so I'm glad that I can kind of absorb your collection and makes my collection so much better. But certainly my stuff is way better now.
Yeah.
But it's one of those situations where when your family has this stuff and it's really they really don't have a use for it anymore, or it's just kind of in the way, give it new life. Go find it. Go wipe the dust off and put a needle to it because it hasn't had a needle to it in 30 years, and it's special, and if your family has some of this stuff laying around, go get that receiver. If it takes a couple $100 to fix it, just fix the damn thing, and then you have something special,
Doesn't do anybody good sitting in a basement.
Absolutely. I mean, to go and dig all of this would take years.
Yeah.
And so you can get a huge head start, and also make your family happy that their stuff gets to live on.
Well, I've met a lot of people who've gotten into vinyl because their grandpa or their uncle or whatever gave them a crate of records, and that's where they started, and then they just fell in love with it, and then they're just trying to fill out that collection and go more, and
Rabbit holes, bro.
Great way to start.
Rabbit holes. Yeah. So, like I said, thank you, Aunt Kathy. I'm unbelievably stoked with all this stuff, and we'll be listening to it.
And thank you, Nick, for letting me come over and help you go through this.
Oh, I mean, this has got to be a once in a forever kind of thing. So it's just one of those situations where, I don't have a bunch of family to send me this stuff. So when it happened, I was just like, all right, let's check it out and have some fun with it. So I'm glad you guys could come hang out with us, and maybe we'll do some more of this actual like vinyl cover related stuff, but I figured if we were going to do some more of that, top 10, top 5 kind of record list kind of stuff, this was a good way to start that sort of thing. So,
sure.
and you saw a lot of different covers, stuff to look for, labels to look for, things to look for. Can't go wrong with certain labels, as you, get into different genres and different things, you realize that certain labels excelled and other labels did not. So, you've always got your big labels, your Atlantic, your Columbia and stuff like that, but there's all kinds of fantastic little people out there that were
Find that alligator.
Some incredible work. So, keep on digging, keep having fun. Lance, thanks for joining me, and
of course,
this was a blast.